we're not done with security issues yet. Do not panic. That's the assurance coming from the Regional Security Council to churches and mosques in the Upper West region after Burkinabe was arrested in the Catholic Church with a loaded pistol. They have also been forewarned to push their security arrangements a notch higher. The Security Council in that region has been in a closed session with the churches, and we've been monitoring. You'll hear more of the outcome of this meeting from our man on the ground, Rafiq Salam. But first, let's refresh your memory on the story so far. The threat of terrorism has always been pronounced since the 9/11 attacks. Here in the sub-region in Ghana, it's been closer since attacks rocked neighboring Nigeria and Burkina Faso. Last month, which is 9 May to be precise, the Africa Center for Security and Intelligence Studies warned that churches in Ghana and some other neighboring countries are the target of a group called Salafi jihadists based in Burkina Faso. The security alert also said that their most immediate target would be churches in the northern region, while they're also more likely to operate from mining areas. Well, apparently, members of the group have been moving in and out of the country 4 months prior to this warning that came from that think tank. There have been several attacks, well, a number of attacks, if I could remind you of some of them. In February 15, 2019, 4 Burkinabe customs officials at the checkpoint were killed. Also on April 29th, gunmen opened fire inside the church and killed 6 people, the pastor and his sons included. In April 19 alone, the killing of 4 people in April 5 attack also happened in a Catholic church. And so it appears that the warning that came from this institute is obviously unfolding. Let's remind you and take you back to what we did in Christ the King Church. Maxwell Agbagba went to the church to check with their security arrangements there.
Church service just ended here at Christ the King. The second service is about to begin. Aside from the security measures published in the weekly bulletin of the church, I've been speaking to the parish priest, Reverend Father Campbell, and he says that as part of some of the security measures, a taxi rank just some meters away from this church will be pushed further. He says motorbikes would also not be allowed in here. He has described the situation as frightening.
Well, it's quite frightening. The people who come to church to worship God and give praise to God, and then a taxi to come and kill people. It's frightening. Bringing in extra security on a Sunday would be changing our CCTV and more cameras, and we'll be training all our ushers. So we have a lot in hand which we will be doing in the next couple of weeks. So in certain, the taxi rank outside will be pushed their way down the road. Motorbikes will not be allowed in. They'll be at a certain designated place.
As part of the new security directives at Christ the King Church, some doors shall be closed during Mass. No backpacks will be allowed. A complete audit of the security system is being carried out, and ushers are being retrained. Some church members say they are terrified.
Scary. Very, very scary. Very, very scary. As for that day, very, very scary. You'll be in church, bang, the bomb goes off, and you are gone for life. This morning, I suspected someone who came. She just walked past, just did the sign of cross like this, and then entered the church. So I got out quickly from my car and located where she was sitting. So I've been keeping an eye on her. Yes, because it was scaring the way she was dressed in a long dress, black, with a scarf on top of the head.
Here at the Christ Temple of the International Central Gospel Church, the second service is currently ongoing. I'm told by some deep throat sources that they've increased the number of security personnel after the terror alert. Here at the main gate, I have seen a police officer from the counter-terrorism units of the...
Well, like the warning said, it looks like churches are the target, and not just any church. It looks like more and more the Catholic Church are the Catholic churches are the target. So Max Lagbagba there with a report from the Christ the King parish here. Well, what happened with the Burkinabe who has just been arrested also happened in a Catholic church. Here is an eyewitness explaining to us what he's seen.
Usually Sunday morning I set off for church. On my way to the church, I met this suspect. He was pushing a basket, and then he asked me in French whether the church bell was ringing anyway. Then he asked me whether it was a Catholic church. I said yes. He said okay, he's also going to the church. But my friend wasn't clear enough for me to interrogate him more. So when we got to the church, I was asking around those people who understand French, so that they could interrogate him and know more about him. So we didn't finish, and then it was time for the mass to start. So when we went inside the mass, I actually went inside the scene, and then I brought him and came out. So when I came out, I thought I was asking around. Then I was told one man, Mr. Pet, who understands French. So I went to his house and took him and brought him to the church premises. So I went and called him out for the man to interpret what the man was saying. So upon the interrogation, we detected that he was having a weapon, that is a gun.
Mm. And from the point that you noticed he was having a gun, what did you do? Did you confront him there? Tell us exactly what led to his arrest.
We sent him to the police station.
So you arrested him?
Yes, we sent him to the police station. The man that understands the French that I went and brought him from the house to do the interpretation, and myself, we sent the suspect to the police station.
And so he didn't get the opportunity to enter the church, is that it?
No, the church was in section. So if we have wanted to tell the church members, it would have caused fear and panic.
No, I'm asking about the gentleman, the Burkinabe. He didn't enter the church at all.
Yeah, he entered. He was in the church. I went to him. We all entered the church, and because I suspected him, I came out and made the arrangement. Then we interrogated him, and we found the gun with him.
So I'm just trying to understand, did the interrogation happen inside the church, or you pulled him out and interrogated him?
No, he was inside the church. It's the church that we called him out and interrogated him.
All right. Had you heard of the threat of a possible terror attack on Ghanaian churches prior to this?
Yes. There have been recent happenings in our neighboring Burkina Faso where our church leaders have been sensitizing us to be security conscious about the terror attack that has been happening. So it's based on that. When I met him, he told me he's from Ouagadougou. So I actually suspected. Then we all but he was not behaving strangely, but he was very normal. He exhibited the gestures of a Catholic. He made a sign of the cross and all of that. Then I said, no, once he's coming from this country, we need to educate him and know more about him. So we all entered the church, all right. He told me, all right. But when the priest came inside and everybody stood up, then I dosed him and went outside. And then I went and brought this man. Then we finally interrogated him and we found the gun with him.
Had you gotten any security tips? Yes, you heard about the possible threat on churches, but had you gotten any security tips, any knowledge from your bishops or your reverend fathers?
Yes. Even a week before this one, our reverend father told us that the DNI and other CP experts came from Accra and other places. So they held a meeting and they were asked to come and conscientize their congregations about some of these terror attacks. Once we are closer to Burkina, we could also be attacked. So everybody is alert about this. So that is what prompted me to take the actions I did.
So that's an eyewitness there speaking to Benis Abubedu Lanza earlier on news desk. They're telling what he saw and what he did, which led to the arrest of this gentleman. So some vigilance there, which seems to be working. Let's cross over now and get to Rafiq Salam, who is our man on the ground. Hello, Rafiq.
Hello, Gifty.
Rafiq, let's start with the reaction of the churches and the leadership of the church, especially the Catholic Church, where this happened. How have they been reacting to this?
I have spoken to the Bishop of the World Diocese, Most Reverend Richard Kuye Bawo. He told me that they are really shocked about what transpired yesterday at the church at Hamile. But he also said that it was also good news because it was it was a wake-up call for them to strategize and then secure themselves. For him and other church members, talking about the chairman of the local council of churches, Reverend George Apasara, they think that the meeting that was held by the Regional Security Council was good for them, in order for them to also strategize and then keep their members safe. Gifty, it was not only members of the Christian fraternity that were invited. The Muslims, also the Al-Sunnah, Wal-Jamaat, the Orthodox Muslim, the Ahmadiyya Muslim, they were there to also be part of that meeting. So generally, it was a religious meeting, not a meeting for only Christians.
Okay. Well, let's also talk about the meeting. What transpired at this meeting between the Regional Security Council and the leaders of the churches and the mosques there?
According to the leadership, I've spoken to the chairman of the local council of churches in the Upper West region, Reverend Apostle George Apasara. He told me that it was a frank meeting, it was frank discussion, because the security men or the security operatives, the leadership, spoke to them, gave them some security tidbits on how to make their churches and then also mosques secured. But one issue that was raised by the regional minister has to do with what they themselves protecting themselves. He says that there's nobody who can protect the church or the mosque better than they, the church people or the mosque people or the worshippers themselves. And so he says that they should take care of their personal security seriously.
So I guess that they're calling for more vigilance, the kind of vigilance that led to the arrest of this gentleman who is in custody at the moment.
Yes, that's what I said. Reverend Apostle Apasara was full of praise for the man who was able to pinpoint the unknown gunman, because he said without him, certain things could have happened at the church. But you see, the leadership also told me that coming Friday or Sunday at mosques or also at churches, they will have a different way of securing their people. They have to put further security measures because they are saying that the officers at the various churches and mosques, what they need to do will be to train them. They will retrain them for them to be able to identify people who are suspicious around them.
Well, that sounds good. Before we go, Rafiq, we know that the police formed unit, members of the police formed unit were being sent to the place. Tell us more about that.
The formed police unit, they arrived this morning around 7 a.m. In the Upper West region. A dozen of personnel from the police formed unit from Accra. They are coming to do support. They are coming to patrol the borders. I told you that somewhere around the Upper West region from Kokolugo moving up to Ucho area, we have over 80 communities that are lying around the Black Volta. And these are borders that are very porous because they are very porous. You can just go in, there are no custom officers there, there are no immigration officers there, so you can cross in and out of the country without anybody asking you a question. So according to the commanders of the various cities, the police, they told us that they are coming to support to beef up the security in the Upper West region. Some few days ago, we also have some military presence in the Upper West region. And from what I got from the Airborne Force in Tamale, precisely from the office of the Northern Sector Command, they told me that they have been deployed to areas like Bano and other places in the Sesala East, where you have large army of Burkinabe who came into the country some few weeks ago, numbering over 800. So they are going to be there. They will patrol there and then make sure that the Upper West region is in safe hands.
Rafiq, thank you very much for monitoring the situation and bringing that update. Rafiq Salam is our man responsible for the Upper West region there. A lot of security issues to deal with, but certainly vigilance count. If you see something, you certainly want to take action. You certainly want to say something to the law enforcement agencies. This is still The Pulse with me, Gifty, and up here.